Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Is this thing on? How are you? Just wanted to do a little quick update because it's been a few weeks. There's been a little bit of movement on the channel, and first of all, I just want to say thank you, because a few weeks ago I did a little walking around video. Didn't really think anyone was going to pay too much of attention to it, and you did, and you commented and you gave me your feedback on the channel and loads of things that you were potentially interested in seeing, like older cars, classic cars, used cars, advice cars, the whole lot. So first of all, thank you so much for that. Then I did a video about my Porsche, Porsche, whatever you want to call it, my 911. That video's headed for 100,000 views. Probably will do that in the next couple of days. And again, a huge thanks for commenting on it. Again, I thought, who is going to care? First world problem. Look at what's going on in the world. Why would anyone give an absolute damn? But you did. Again, so it's reminded me of how much there's a little community there. And obviously, I don't get to see it because I'm just one man talking to a camera. Yes, you comment on videos, but I never assume, take anything for granted. You've got to be as good as your next video and all that, blah, 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 blah. A massive amount of comments on that thing. Again, loads of different opinions, like fix it yourself. Now, obviously, there's certain things I just can't fix myself. There's a big leak in my car. Basically, if you haven't seen it yet, go and have a look at the video. It's there. I went to a really, really renowned Porsche specialist in Dublin. And the price is the price, and I'm okay with that. And a lot of people were commenting going, did you not do any research before you bought a Porsche? Obviously, I did. But hey, I'm making car content. There's a story there to be told. It wasn't necessarily that I went in blind, but it's a story for anybody who wants to buy a classic car. Just a reminder that you do need deep pockets. And even if you have deep pockets, it doesn't necessarily mean you want to spend all of your savings on car repair bills. It's nice having a 911 and everything, but you don't want it to consume the money you've saved hard for, unless you've got, an endless stream of revenue. So thank you for engaging in that video. I've definitely made the decision, obviously, to get the oil leak sorted. That has to be sorted. But I'm kind of torn. A lot of you and so many people offered me workshops and ramps, and they were like, look, I'll help you. I don't really want to be on camera, but I'll absolutely help you fix this. And I've got mates in my own life who would absolutely know what they're doing. And there probably is a story there. The Porsche video has been financially one of the most rewarding videos I've ever done on this channel since it started. And there's a combination of things there. Certainly the view count is great and the comments help drive that on. So there's two reasons. But yeah, no, it's been absolutely brilliant. And I'm humbled by the reaction to it. Do I still have a bit of a graw for a Honda S2000? Possibly. Do I really want to sell the 911? Not really. So I've even had DMs from people who are interested in the car. That was my intention. Wasn't the reason why I did the video. But anyway, that's by the by. Revenue is up. Views didn't really go down, but revenue since I did that video a few weeks ago, more of you watching the ads. Can't thank you enough. Genuinely, the revenue has gone back to what it was towards the end of last year and the start of this year, which is great. Now, it's only 2 weeks into September. Don't know if it's a long-term thing. I have put up a load of videos because of IAA, so maybe that could be some of the reason. It's early look stuff, but really do appreciate it. And if you have been watching some of the ads, you are a legend because, as I said, I don't get paid any other way than making content on YouTube, and the revenue obviously really does assist with it. So thank you very much. What else have I? There probably is another Porsche video or two in it. I'm in between stuff at the moment and just had a mad week. So I was at IAA in Munich. Quite a few brands had me there. XPeng, or Xiaopeng as it's technically called. Well, it's not technically, that is what it's called. But over this side of the world, sure, we like to call things Peugeots and Peugeots and stuff like that. Then I did Hyundai, so the Concept 3, which is probably going to be the new Ioniq 3. All these videos are on the channel, by the way. So you're welcome to have a look at them. Got a very, very rushed video with the BMW iX3. Kind of frustrating. You go to the venue, there's loads of cars there, there's loads and loads of people, content creators, journalists, writers, you name it, they're all there. And then I saw this little kind of area that was called a content hub or something like that. So I gently peeled back the curtain. I could see an iX3, lovely studio lighting, the whole lot, perfect setup. And it was like, are you on the list? I was like, no, can I put my name down the list? No, it's booked out. And that is kind of frustrating sometimes for Irish creators. We're sort of given the mushroom treatment. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's not the local office in Ireland's fault. It's a case of market size sometimes dictates where and when you get to see cars. But the frustrating thing about YouTube is YouTube it's not bound by geofencing. It's like, there's the car. As long as the person speaks English, I'll watch the video. So anyone from kind of the European headquarters of brands that get to maybe see any of these videos, just bear that in mind. It doesn't matter that I'm from Ireland and we only have, a 6% share of X premium market or whatever it is. It's not the point. People will see it. I get loads and loads of views on my channel from the UK, for example. So, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating when the El Paddies are sort of just kept out of the good stuff. After that, I went home for about 8 hours. Came back on the next morning's flight on the Sunday morning last week and went to Volkswagen's hub because they were launching quite a few cars. They had the ID Cross, which is like an electric T-Cross. They had the new T-Roc there, which was kind of a bonus. They had some Polo G40s. They had like the heritage stuff. So many brands now are wheeling out these mint collections of cars. You can take them for a spin if you want. Loads and loads of brands obviously at the IAA hub in Munich. It was in Frankfurt for like 40 years. Now it's in Munich, so I had a look around there. What else did we see? Oh, yes, the Skoda Vision O. That was a bit of a rigmarole to get in there. We weren't actually on the list. Then we were on a different list. It was meant to be a clay car, not a real car. Then it was a real car. And then the car was unveiled at like 5:45, and I was in a taxi at 6:15 going back to Munich airport last Monday. So it has been an absolute whirlwind. Tomorrow I go to Rotterdam to have a look at the new Nissan Micra. Next week I'm in Malaga to drive the Kia EV4 and the new PV, their version basically of a Volkswagen ID Buzz. Not quite the same charm, but a very utilitarian vehicle. So it's really, really busy. And again, I just wanted to come on and just kind of give you, just a brief update. And so many people had watched the Porsche video, and again, off the back of that, what am I going to do? Please watch my ads video. Again, it's really, really been worthwhile doing. Sometimes it's good to have a moan, maybe. I hope it didn't come across as moany, but either way, you have looked and watched and engaged and watched the ads, and it's absolutely deadly. So I really do appreciate it. So for now, at least, Nobby on Cars looks like it's going to have to live on, which I obviously always wanted it to do. So yeah, that's kind of how the next few weeks are looking. Loads of cars coming on the channel, not all EVs. So I think getting the sense that a lot of you aren't interested. Not they're like. One of the biggest videos I've done over the last few months on the channel has been the MG S5. So there definitely is interest in EVs from the subscriber bunch of you guys, which is on the way to 60,000 subs now. Is mad. Of you guys, maybe EVs aren't as much of a thing, because maybe you got into cars for passionate reasons, obviously, and there's a bit more petrol in that mix, maybe. But anyway, look, there will be more stuff like that. I have sourced a GTI Clubsport to bring you on the channel, so I'm going to try and weave a bit more interesting stuff. I also never really I was never reassured that, because this channel is based on new car reviews, I was never massively assured that if I did do a video like the Porsche stuff, it would be of interest. Now that's kind of given me a little bit of a foundation that if I was to do kind of older stuff and that it's interesting, then maybe you would watch it. So I was always kind of slightly afraid of that YouTube would go, you're used to reviewing new Toyotas, what are you at? But I don't think that will happen. So again, on this video, feel free to leave comments and let me know. Last question for you. If I was to provide a service, obviously you get to see loads of different cars all the time, and I know what's coming down the tracks. I know what's maybe stuff that isn't in public knowledge yet. If I could offer a service where you or someone maybe is looking to buy a new car, used or otherwise, new, electric, diesel, petrol, whatever, and they just wanted someone to hold their hand, maybe for an hour on a Zoom call, to whittle down their shortlist to 3 or 4, give them a couple of questions, point them in the right direction. Do you think that would be a service that someone would pay 100, 150 quid for? It's a big investment. You might own it for 3 to 5 years. If I could tell you about, they've got a good interest rate on at the moment. There's a new version of this coming. I'd hold off for a few months. No, that won't do the range you're seeing online. I don't know if there'll be any interest in that, but I think it could be a good little addition to the channel. But again, I don't know. So there's my last question for you. But again, massively appreciate the support. Thank you so much for just watching, engaging, watching the Porsche video. If the YouTube revenue for that keeps going, it will actually pay for maybe 20% of the repairs, which would be class. And then I get to keep the car, and everyone's a winner, baby. But yeah, thank you very much. I will see you soon. Really appreciate it. I hope this isn't too you-know-what-y, but I'm just delighted with the reaction to the last couple of videos that aren't necessarily car review stuff. And just thank you. All right, I'll see you soon.